All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We got to talk about a story down in Houston, Texas, where a grandmother working at a food truck company by the name of Elite Eats Texas shot and killed a perpetrator trying to rob her food truck. And as you can see from the title here, suspect killed while trying to rob $40 from the food truck. $40 was all they had at the time. I think they had just opened up, so they weren't open too long. This was before the big lunch rush came in, and this guy lost his life trying to steal $40. Now, we're about to get into this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we're watching. Now, let's roll it.
A food truck owner shot an armed man who tried to rob the business during the lunch hour in Southwest Houston. No one's in custody, and police are calling it a self-defense shooting. ABC 13's Micah Hatfield just spoke to the shooter's family and joins us live with more. Micah?
Eric, I just spoke to the shooter's son. He says this is devastating to his family. He's very fortunate. He feels very fortunate that his mother and his uncle are still alive. They were the ones inside of this food truck. All of this happened today, and they had only made $40.
They open this because the mom knows how to cook, and they just trying to make an honest living. You know, everybody ain't trying to make an honest living. These are trying to make an honest living.
The Elite Eats food truck had only been open an hour today. Derek Howard, one of the owners, was on his way to help his mother and uncle who were manning the truck. Before he could get there, things turned deadly. Did she keep a gun on her just out of fear that something like this might happen?
Correct. 9 days you have to. Look, that's how. It's bad.
Houston police say around 1 o'clock this afternoon, a 23-year-old man pulled up next to the truck on Main Street near Fondren. He asked Howard's mother and uncle what kind of food they served. When they told him, he pulled out a gun. Howard's uncle shut the window to the food truck. Police say the 23-year-old got out of his car, opened the window, put his gun inside, and fired, but it jammed. Howard's mother pulled out a gun of her own and shot the robber.
Thank God, because she's a godly woman. That's why that gun jammed, because God jammed it. Because when she opened that window, he could have shot her, but it jammed.
The robber, only described as a 23-year-old man, died in the parking lot. Police called this a self-defense shooting. No one is in custody. Howard's mother was taken to the hospital because she had a panic attack. He says all of this was over only $40. That's all they had made today.
People need to get a job and stop trying to rob people, because some people are trying to make an honest living.
I feel real bad. I'm not sleeping.
This is a family known for their cooking.
This is how we make our living, and we're not trying to hurt anyone or do anything to anyone. We just want to run our business.
When the family started Elite Eats, a soul food truck, in 2020, this grandmother never thought she would have to use her gun. But Tuesday, she did.
I didn't want that to happen, but he tried to hurt me.
Houston police say she shot and killed a 23-year-old man who pulled a gun on her. The family says the food truck had just opened and they only had $40 cash. Their truck was parked off South Main and Fondren, where they'd been for 3 years.
I also want people to think about his family as well, because I don't think I'm no hero. I want to pray for his family as well as my family.
This grandmother is usually the one doing the cooking, but tonight other family members stepped in to give her the time to heal. In Southeast Houston, Grace White, KHOU 11 News.
All right, guys, so before I give my opinion on all this, I just wanted to shout out the business itself, Elite Eats and Cold Treats. This is the Instagram page, and this is the menu here. You can see some of the stuff that they're selling. Soul food. If anybody is in the Houston, Texas area and want to go show some love and just support this business, I know they got to be going through a lot right now. The grandma's shaking up over what happened. Now, like this woman right here said, who must be a family member or a family friend, these are just people who started a family business trying to do the right thing, earn an honest living. They're not trying to bother nobody. They giving back to the community, giving food to the community, and everybody loves food. Law-abiding citizens who only have their guns to use in situations of self-defense and worst-case scenarios. And unfortunately, one of those worst-case scenarios showed up right to their front doorstep in the first few hours of serving. They only had $40 in the register. Now, this couldn't have been a very smart criminal, because you don't go before the lunch rush and try to rob a food truck before they even made any money. But unfortunately, he effed around and found out all over $40. Now, this guy right here, who I'm guessing is a grandson to the grandmother who shot the armed robber, he said that things are getting worse out in Houston and you got to have your gun on you. Now, I have a cousin who's a cop in Houston, and, you know, he tells me about his day-to-day sometimes. And yeah, you know, things are getting worse out in Houston, which is all the more reason why you got to be ready to defend yourself. Now, when it comes down to gun laws in this country, obviously there's places like New York, and then there's places like Texas. And for this family's benefit, I'm just glad that they located in Texas and that this happened in Texas so that they don't got to worry about facing any type of criminal charges for self-defense, because that is a thing and it does happen. Now, we all know what just happened in Nashville not too long ago, and when situations like that happen, the call to clamp down on guns is always a big topic. But I think the one thing that this situation truly does highlight is the difference between good people with guns who just want to defend themselves from, you know, any type of impending doom, and then bad people with guns who intend to do bad things. It's easy to say that guns are bad and that nobody should have them, but the Second Amendment, her right to bear arms, paired with her ability to take action and stop the shooter, saved her life. And that's the reason why this family isn't grieving the loss of either of their loved ones, but rather why they're thanking God that they are both still here, the uncle and the grandmother. All right, guys. So again, before I leave, this is the Instagram page, Elite Eats Texas, Elite Eats and Cold Treats. Shout out to them. May God be with them. And, you know, I hope the grandmother is okay and she manages to get over, you know, the trauma of what happened. But that's it for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe when we're at the door. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.